to characters, creatures, machines, and references in the movie of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Revenge of the Hedgehog, in Part 4. We're now moving on. In this scene, in Shell's flashback, we meet his human girlfriend, Maria Robotnik. And as you can see with Maria, she looks very different. Instead of yellow hair, which is very, I should compare them. Maria looks very different from her versions from the games and even her Sonic X version. Whilst Maria Robotnik in the games and she had a blue dress, a blue shirt, blue shoe, and a yellow hair with a blue headband, Maria has the same face, both blonde hair and green eyes. And the only other character that looks like this Maria from both the games and Sonic X is this one. Spike's human girlfriend, Carly, in Transformers G1 also has the same looks to Maria. And also, Maria having green eyes instead of blue eyes is a reference, since other characters had this kind of eye color problem. Chief among them being is Malicious William Chikuvo. In the first movie she had green eyes, but in the Netflix film Dawn of the Night she had blue eyes. The same thing goes for Brooklyn. She had green, her main eye color throughout the show were green eyes, but in one scene in the first episode of Chaos she had blue eyes. And not to mention, there were even two Sonic characters from Sonic that also had the same kind of eye color thing. The first one is Danny. In this scene when he gives that insane look before he imagines Helen stroking the caterpillar, his eyes when he gives that insane look to Helen were blue. But in the scene after imagining Helen stroking the caterpillar, Danny's eye color changes back to green. And it wasn't just Danny, Chris did this same kind of thing. In part 2 of Beating Eggman, Chris's eyes were green, whilst in the rest of the entire show they were blue. And I know why. It was the goggles that Mr. Stewart gave Chris. Since the goggles were yellow, it changed his eye color from blue to green. Since all you know, blue and yellow make green. So it was the only episode that he had green eyes along with his girlfriend, Frances. And it's a bit similar to the Transformers movies. A bit just like Megatron. But when he sandwiched all connections to Orion and the Council, he changed his eye color from blue to red. And the same in Transformers 1, after killing Orion Pax, at the end of the movie, he changed his eye color from orange to red. And other Transformer characters are there, such as Quintessa using a mind control energon to turn Prime's eyes from blue to purple. And some others. In this scene when she's walking through the lab, you see lots of different rhino things. Projects. And this character you see right here, is young Commander Walters.
Welcome to the lab, Maria. I'm Captain Walter.
Have you seen him before? Well, I have, and I'll show you. He played Al Jackson in the TV show Zoo. Like in the scene of when he lost the woolly rhino hybrid in the first episode of season 3. And speaking of rhinos, Gunn have lots of rhino creations in their base. Chief among them of them all, the rhino bots, the rhino tanks, the rhino rollers, not to mention the Gun Rhino series, which involve the Gun Jet, which involve the Rhino Jet, the Rhino Cannon, and Rhino Metal. Which means one thing is clear. Gunn obviously had a thing for rhinos. Which is not that far-fetched, since 9 obviously had a thing for spiders in Sonic Prime. In the scene of his backstory, he was actually extracting actual spider DNA into his mechanical tails. So 9 has actually granted his mechanical tails a spider mode. And Dr. Deep also has a thing for samurais. Because of his samurai mech suit, some of his samurai logos, his samurai tattoos, his samurai swords, his samurai egg forces, and the samurai music in this scene of his dance moves. And finally, his samurai warrior pose in episode 12, in this scene.
Time to show off my warrior pose. Would you just grow up and attack? I'm trying
to mention in this scene, just before you can see, it says 10 holograms of 10 prehistoric rhinos. And I figure out, there was a scene of 10, and I figured out what those holograms were, of those 10 rhinos. The first one is uintatherium, a bit like the one for Jay's beginning of time, because I found out gun headquarters base was in the Uintas Mountains of Utah. And the second rhino after this one, arsinoitherium, the proto-rhino with the 2 horns, a bit like the one in sea monsters walking with dinosaurs. And then we see after that is Embolothiurm, one of the brontotherians walking with beasts, and also the one in primeval. The fourth prehistoric rhino is megacerops, thunder beast. And you probably know this rhino. It's the exact same species that sneezes at Dana in this scene.
What was that for?
Is Paraceratherium, the biggest land mammal of all time. The next one is teleceras, a short-legged rhino. The 7th hologram rhino is subhyracodon, one of the few that doesn't have a horn. The next one is menoceras, a small rhino the size of a dog with 2 horns. The next one is the woolly rhino, and you already know this one from the Phantom Woolly Rhino Sonic X. And the last one is elasmothrium, the Siberian unicorn. And we recognize this rhino. It was that exact same rhino that Nigel encountered in prehistoric park and rescues for the park. And the most common scene at the park was during the order for my Miss Stampede in the last episode of the show. And it was also a Sonic Prime. In this scene when Sonic looks down into the boss cage race, you can actually see the tip of an elasmothrium's horn down there, which is a Sonic Prime reference to the show Animal Armageddon. Because in the episode of Animal Armageddon, Fire and Ice, elasmothrium was one of the creatures living on the ice, was a Sumatran species on the ice watcher, making it a Sonic Prime reference of elasmothrium in the boss cage maze. See you next time!